I don't advocate any kind of hate.
But there's a lot of talk that sounds very much like it.
No, I think that the guilt complex of the American white man is so profound until when you begin to analyze the real condition of the black man in America, instead of the American white man eliminating the causes that create that condition, he tries to cover it up by accusing his accusers of teaching hate.
Malcolm X was born Malcolm Little in Omaha, Nebraska on May 19, 1925. He would eventually drop the so-called slave name Little and adopt the initial X, which in his words represented an unknown. Malcolm's defiant behavior towards authority took root in his early life. Still, he was an outstanding student and was very popular with his schoolmates. During World War II, Malcolm got a job on the railroad, a job that would eventually take him to New York City. He then moved to Harlem, then moved to Boston, where his street sense and charisma got him into trouble. He formed a burglary ring, was soon caught, and sentenced to hard time behind bars. It was during this time Malcolm underwent a major transformation. He learned the value of a quality education and began to read and study, even taking correspondence courses in Latin. It was also during this time that Malcolm X became interested in the Nation of Islam, a religion founded by Elijah Muhammad during the Great Depression. The teachings of Elijah Muhammad stimulated Malcolm's interest in history, particularly in the history of black people worldwide. He found after studying history that there was compelling evidence of global white supremacy. Malcolm then joined the Nation of Islam and adopted the name by which he was to become famous, Malcolm X.
Are you still a Muslim yourself?
Oh, yes. I'm a Muslim. I believe in the religion of Islam, which believes in brotherhood, complete brotherhood of all people. But at the same time that I believe in this brotherhood, I don't believe in forcing my desire for brotherhood upon those who aren't willing to accept it.
Of course, I think the Christians would say that they also believed in brotherhood. What did you say to that?
I'd say they believe in it, but don't practice it.
That'd be a pretty good answer.
In the years between 1953 and 1963, the Nation of Islam grew from a small number of storefront temples to a large, organized, vocal national movement dedicated to black separatism, and Malcolm became its best known and most volatile spokesperson.
We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
But an eventual rift between Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad began to grow, and it finally resulted in Malcolm's being silenced, then suspended from the Nation of Islam. Soon, his newfound feeling of independence, coupled with his awareness of his popularity with Black America, led him to make a pilgrimage to Mecca, the holy city of Islam. Malcolm X began to realize that the whiteness he stood against was not so much a matter of color, as the Nation Islam had taught, but a matter of attitude and behavior. Being white did not make a man evil. Being a white American, however, generally did imply certain patterns of behavior and certain attitudes about race. Malcolm X began to believe that the only way America could avert racial disaster was to alter its social makeup. His popularity grew even larger, which unfortunately would expose him to several death threats worldwide, mostly from far-right radicals. On Sunday, February the 21st, 1965, as Malcolm X began to speak to an audience in Harlem, a fight broke out among the crowd. During the ensuing confusion, 3 gunmen approached the stage and shot him down. Malcolm X died instantly. He was only 39 years old.
We feel that the problem, number one, of the black man in America is beyond America's ability to solve. It's a human problem, not an American problem or a Negro problem. And as a human problem or a world problem, we feel that it should be taken out of the jurisdiction of the United States government and the United States courts and taken into the United Nations in the same manner that the problems of the black man in South Africa, Angola, and other parts of the world, and even the way they're trying to bring the problems of the Jews in Russia into the United Nations because of violation of human rights. We believe that our problem is one not of violation of civil rights, but a violation of human rights. Not only are we denied the right to be a citizen in the United States, we're denied the right to be a human being.
Whose lives matter? Black lives matter. Whose lives matter? Black lives
The tragic death of Malcolm X did nothing to destroy his influence. Through the autobiography of Malcolm X, published after his death, he has reached a much wider and more sympathetic audience than he ever had during his lifetime. It is a legacy that has now become intergenerational, and the fight for equality, civil rights, inclusion, and the oneness of humankind, traits that Malcolm X gave his life for, is a battle still being waged well into the 21st century.